And happy new year to you guys. Welcome back to my podcast. And, it's a new year, but is it a new you? As another year closes and a new door swings open, a lot of people will return to the drawing board to devise their plans and strategies, to make resolutions, and to create a space for adjustments and improvements using a variety of creative measures. I tend to fall into that category of reflection and appreciation, where I will analyze those past mistakes made and recalibrate those things that actually did not work well in my favor. Although I'm not perfect in any way, shape, or form, I'm always striving to become a better person than I was yesterday. Now, if you're like me, the lists I write are usually long at the initial step of the journey. Then, weeks later, that list will dwindle, not because they were accomplishments that I checked off, but because of my own insecurity, my inner fear, and mental intimidation. I end up questioning myself whether or not these challenges were even possible to overcome. And eventually, the fervor and the motivation that fueled the dream just sizzles and vaporizes. So, this year, with God's help, I will make it a simpler task by focusing on only one thing at a time. Once that task is complete, I'll simply move on to the next. Multitasking sounds great at first, but how effective can it really be when tasks are not completed with efficiency and with excellence? Whatever choices you make or options you take, carefully consider their importance and their consequential results. By the grace of God, you have been blessed with another opportunity to refresh, to renew, and to restart with hope in your heart. Unfortunately, there are those who did not see the beginning of the new year. However, I believe as long as there is life, which means breath in your lungs and strength in your frame, there's purpose in your presence here on this planet. There's something you have been called to do, and I believe God has given you the opportunity to make that unfold. So, for this year ahead, my prayer for us is that may we, you and I, use our gifts, our talents, and our amazing skills to create a life that honors the one who gave us all the resources we will ever need, and to fulfill his purpose for his glory. After all, isn't that the only thing that truly matters? I wrote a poem for the new year, and I titled it Out with the Old and In with the New. And this is what I wrote. There are things that are taken for granted. There are things that are not wanted. There are things that sit a little lower on the rungs of one's life tower. There are things that are neglected. There are things that are rejected. There are things one may overlook while flipping through life's book. I've found that as I've grown older, I have less things in my life folder. It's not things that add more meaning, but it's people who bring positive feeling. To those who I value the most, I offer a hearty and grateful toast. The strangers who've befriended me are those closer than even my own family. As I've sojourned through life's long race, I've observed that some folks are put in their place. They may not fit in with the crowd or welcomed in areas they aren't allowed. So, this new year, with God by my side, I'll choose carefully the ones with whom I will ride. Negative and toxic relationships will end as I travel life's road with those I honor as friend. So, guys, it is important that we choose carefully how we live in these latter days. What are your goals for the new year? Well, I wish you and yours a heartwarming and favorful new year. Be safe, be blessed, and be useful. Until next time, see you around. Bye.